Welcome back to Once Upon a Sister.
I'm Faith.
I'm Rosalie.
And we're your hosts. I feel like we were talking about this because we've been having to film at night the past several weeks and we're both just like drained from the day.
We're
so
like, I'm Faith,
today I was
I'm Rosalie.
Yeah, I was like, come over during nap time. My kids are out there, so I'm like, if y'all hear anything, but we're trying to remind them to be quiet. But I'm like, we both have so much more energy when it's not the end of the day. And it just hasn't
been working out to be able to film during the day. So we're doing it now.
Yeah. So here we are.
Anyways, today, I'm really excited. We're going to be doing This or That, Bookish Edition. I guess you could kind of say it's like a would you rather, but it's more just like, do you like this more or this more? Like, which do you prefer? So we put a ton of polls up on the Instagram stories, and a lot of y'all answered. So we're going to get into like the percentage, who said what, or like how many people prefer what, and then like our thoughts on it.
Yeah. And if you're watching this, leave yours
answers in the comments. I'm excited though. It seems like it's going to be fun. And it's fun to see everyone's. I love when we do an episode where everyone's involved because it's just fun to get people's input and stuff. And
interact with y'all.
Yeah. Anyways, before we get into that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
What have you been reading?
Okay. As you know, I've been in a slump, but I feel like I'm slowly breaking through. Like the tunnel has a little bit of light poking. I don't know what it is about being pregnant. Like I just can't focus on a book. Also, I will say like I've been having a ton of headaches this pregnancy, and I cannot.
Well, we also know someone else right now who's pregnant, and like
she's having the same experience.
She can't.
And then I got a TikTok on my For You page the other day, and the girl was like, anybody else pregnant and like just cannot read? I thought I was gonna read so much, and all the comments were like, yeah, I literally thought I was gonna be like finally like putting aside time to read while pregnant. I'm like, no, like we just can't focus on a book. So I started reading, which I was telling her, like I started reading Brutal Prince, which I went into it 100% blind. So I thought it was a fantasy, not a fantasy, mafia romance. It was,
I feel like the cover is misleading too.
Yeah, like I know why, because it's like strawberries, because it's like he's allergic to strawberries and they're like enemies to lovers, so she like poisons him with strawberries. But it's a little spicier than I would normally pick up, so I had to skip more than I normally do in a book. But other than that part, it was okay. It was like it was a quick read. Like it was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't really like heavy. Like I've read other mafia romance books before, and this one wasn't like
heavy on the mafia.
Yeah, it wasn't like heavy mafia, like dark, like because I've read one before. They're just killing everybody. Like it wasn't really like that. And then I just started Magnolia Parks yesterday, and I'm like 15% through. So she's like, you're like hesitant that you think I'm not gonna like it. I feel like
you just have to have the right mindset going into it, because it's not, I don't know.
I know, but I totally feel like I'm like just like watching Gossip Girl as I'm reading it.
I feel like that's the mindset you need.
Yeah,
because if you're going into it like expecting like a romance book, like it's just way more than that. Like
it's like drama.
It's just drama.
Yeah. So far I'm actually pretty intrigued. I only have it available on audiobook though. My hold for like the actual book isn't available yet. So I'm like, actually last night I was like, oh, I want to read, but I didn't want to just sit there and listen. So, but yeah, I'm actually kind of enjoying it. So I'm excited to see where that goes and like hopefully be done with this slump.
Yeah. As for me, I kind of took a little break from the Addicted series. I have 3 left, but I'm going to get there eventually. And then I just needed like a little fluffy romance hockey or something, and I found one, and there's like 2 books out. So I read the first one. I'm on the second one right now. The first one was called Rival Darling, and the second one is called Grumpy Darling, and that's because it follows a group of brothers and their names are Darling, or their last name is Darling. But I mean, it's cute. They're just really simple. Like I'm not gonna rate them anything higher than a 3, but it's fun, and
it's an easy read.
Enjoying just reading a little bit.
I haven't read a hockey romance in a long time.
Yeah. Sometimes I just like want to, but they're by Alexandra Moody. Anyways, they're fun. But after that, I am planning to finally pick up One Dark Window, which is our book club book. I feel like this is the longest I've waited in a month so far, I think.
Yeah, me too. I think it's just, well, it's not that long too.
Yeah, it isn't.
And that's why I'm like, I don't like it when we film, or when we read the book and then we film another episode before we film that one. I would rather like finish it and then immediately film, because then I feel like it's not fresh in my mind and I don't like remember all the points I want to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm excited to get into it. I have
me
like
too.
my whole.
I just haven't been quite in the mood yet, so I've been like pushing it off. But it's getting to the point where I have to. So
yeah.
But I know once I start it, I feel like I'm gonna love it. So
Yeah.
Anyways, what have y'all been reading? And now
let's get into it.
Let's get into the this or that question.
Okay, so let's pull up the little.
Yeah, we had a lot of y'all participate. Like I think 40 people out of the 60 that viewed the story when I checked were voting.
There was one that had like over 50 votes.
Oh damn!
I want to say.
Oh yeah, now it has more. Okay. It's not going to be like final vote because we did just put up these polls like a few hours ago, but a lot of y'all have already participated. So the first one we have is a physical book or ebook. And the results on that one are going to be 65% for physical book, 35% for ebook.
Which honestly kind of surprised me.
I don't think it does for me. I
don't
feel like
know.
a lot
Maybe
of people prefer just the reading with a book.
I guess. Like, but those are the people that I feel like don't read as heavily as we do. Because we don't have access to all of these books.
Yeah.
Like are they just going to the library all the time?
But there are some. It didn't surprise me, but because I feel like as much as there are people who love to read with like a Kindle or an e-reader, like it's the majority of people who read physical books is way more.
It's just interesting because I feel like everybody in our life uses a Kindle.
I know, but also is that because of us? Like
maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so it was 31 of you said physical book and 17 said ebook, and I'm one of the ones that said ebook.
I said ebook, yeah.
And we say ebook, but like
reading on our Kindle.
Yeah, Kindle.
Just cause I don't know, for me, I do love sitting down with a little physical book during the day, but at nighttime, like I need my Kindle. I can't. If I want to lay down and get comfortable, I cannot do that with an actual book.
Yeah, I never get to read.
Nighttime is when I get my most of my reading in, and I know you're the same. So it's like I just want to lay down and be comfortable.
Yeah. And I don't know, like maybe it's too first world of us, but like I feel like Kindles have become just so convenient.
Yeah. Just
throw it in your purse. Like I love like when I go get like a pedicure or something, just pull it out. There's my book. Like,
and it's just easy to carry around.
Speaking of, the last time we went to get a pedicure with our mom, like 2 weeks ago now or something like that, like because she was going to go on vacation, she wanted her nails freshly done, so we went with her, and she realized like as we pull up she forgot her phone and she didn't have her Kindle, and so she didn't have any, and we both you had your Kindle, right?
I did,
but I was gonna read on my like
so
Kindle
we immediately was like what are we gonna do
what
for
are we
her
gonna do? She had some books that she had like either like duplicates of or like
just that I wanted.
She needed didn't want anymore in her car. It's like a little library. So mom was just like going through the library.
Let me see what I'm gonna read.
And it just so happened that she had the second book of like a series our mom had just started. So she was like, "Oh, there we go." It was just so funny because she like just scouring through the backseat of library books. It was so funny.
Yeah,
life of a reader.
But yeah, it's just like so convenient.
The way we both ended that story with, but
like, that's what we ran
like,
everything
what is
with.
wrong with it?
But also, like, I don't have the money for all those physical books.
I know, like people that like I see people like they only read books and they go buy them every time. I'm like,
and we do use our library a lot.
Yeah, I did. So
just not physically.
Like I've talked about it before, I didn't buy books until this year. I started like in January because she bought me ACOTAR for Christmas, and then I was like, oh, I actually do like having that on my shelf because I've just been like a solely e-reader. Yeah. Like I didn't do the physical trophy thing, but then I saw that and I was like, dang, that's kind of fun. But then I feel like I've learned my lesson a little bit. Like I kind of got too ahead of myself. Like I bought the whole Red Queen series because I was like, oh, I'm going to love this. Everybody does. But now if you know, like I didn't actually end up loving it very much. And I don't think that I really want it taking up space on my shelf. And now I'm like looking at all the other series that I like bought because I'm like assuming I'm gonna love it, and I'm like, am I gonna love that? I don't know. I'm kind of nervous.
I don't know. It's hard.
So we'll see. But yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, I need to slow down and like actually only buy the trophies now instead of like, because what happened is we would like go to Half Price Books and then we would be like,
oh, we want to read this.
This is like perfect edition. Like we know we're gonna like it, and then
which I think is fine, but also not too much of that.
Yeah.
Anyways, the next one is, you want to say it?
Okay, yes. So paperback or hardback. So when we do read a physical book, for us at least,
or just buying it and having it on a shelf.
So 71% of y'all said paperback and 29% said hardback, which like I'm paperback all the way. I actually go out of my way to only buy paperbacks.
I do not. I have a few, like my Powerless series is hardback, and I mean
I bought the UK versions.
So I I had bought those before the UK versions came out, so I already had the hardback. But no, I prefer paperbacks so much more. Like actually reading with them, I like the paperback more, and like a floppy one that can move around.
Yeah, like the perfect little. Yeah, I'm totally the same way.
I feel like a hardback is very like nostalgic. Like when I'm holding one, I feel like I'm like when you're a kid and you think about a book, like it just I don't know, it feels like a classic book. But actually reading and like having on my shelves, I just like the paperback so much more.
The only hardback I have of like books I bought recently is Divine Rivals, and that's just because I really did not like the paperback covers.
I can't remember what it was.
They're like the picture with like the letters floating around. Like it's like the two of them.
Oh, them as like actual people on the cover?
This one, because the hardback don't have people on the cover, and I'm not a big people on the cover person.
Yeah, I don't understand why there's no
people on the cover
paperbacks with that.
It sounded weird the way I worded that. I was like, I'm not a big people on the cover person. Anyway.
Yeah. But so also I was looking through some of these, because like we can see who votes what.
Yeah.
And like people voting hardback, and like our cousin voted it. I'm like, what do you mean, girl?
Which one?
Jordan,
you put hardback?
Yeah, but also I don't know. Does she have many? I don't know.
That's true.
Things can also change. Next one is going to be romance versus fantasy, and this one is very close. Romance is winning with 53%, and fantasy is at 47%.
Oh wow, romance was really leading earlier.
It wasn't?
Romance was like way ahead earlier than fantasy.
But I think more people got on and voted.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It is so hard for me because I'm literally the mix of the two. Yeah. I'm romanticy.
No, someone replied to that story and was like, romanticy.
Yeah. I said that.
Like, we should have added a third option, honestly.
Oh, I didn't think. Because polls used to only be able to be 2.
Yeah,
so
now you can do like 4.
I should have done more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been better. So my question is, if you're watching this, between the two, like if you have one or more, or would you rather do romantasy? Because that's my bread and butter is romantasy.
But I feel like it's also hard because when I think of fantasy, I just think romantasy. Like for me, it's
that's the thing is like we're not reading fantasy that doesn't have romance.
I'm not reading like Game of Thrones or something. Well, but like I don't know.
Game of Thrones does have
I don't know.
I don't know. Dude, speaking of, I tried to watch Game of Thrones last year.
Crazy.
I got like one episode in and it was so much nudity that I was like,
so much.
Whoa. Like I know people said there was, but I thought it was going to be like the regular amount where it was like skippable. Like no it was
also,
not.
Also, it's shocking because of how long ago that show was made.
It was HBO though.
Yeah, that doesn't,
Anyway, side note.
I know. No. But I think both of us voted on every single one. And I put fantasy at first, but after thinking about it, like, okay, I love fantasy.
I thought you put romance on TikTok.
I did. But that was because I did it after. But I love fantasy so much, but I just honestly read more romance. And, like, they are almost very balanced, but it's just, like, I can't read too much fantasy or I get, like...
For me, I really do need the palette cleansers in between. Yeah. I need a palette cleanser in between, like, world building.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it's just very split for me. Because
like,
I do read
we
a lot.
did it before where it was, like, Would You Rather episode. Yeah. But it was, like, we had to pick one. Yeah. And I think that's just so hard and unrealistic for me because, like...
Yeah.
Like, I do get where, like, if I'm heavy in a world, like, Throne of Glass, right? When I read that all back to back... After that, I really needed a break from fantasy. I took like a few week break because it was like so heavy, the world building and stuff, that I was like, I needed a separation from that. I don't know if I would say it's so heavy, the world building. It is got a lot of world building, but it's because there's so many characters. Yeah. My brain was like, who are you again? Like,
and then for me, there's also just times where like I go through moods where I want to read more fantasy and moods where I'm just in a romance mood and like I feel like the summer has made me also... I don't know. I feel like I want to blame like 99% of my slump on being pregnant. But I will say, I feel like for me, like fantasy doesn't really fit summer very well. No, it doesn't. Yeah.
Like
I haven't been reading much fantasy. Like I've been majorly reading romance.
Like I've kind of fizzled out. Like all the fantasy that I had planned to read this summer. I know that it's because of the pregnancy, y'all. But I'm just saying, like I still even now, like when I'm starting to want to read, like my mind was going more towards.
Because also think about like last summer you read some of the Done and Dusted series, like
because we finished Kingdom of Ash in like April or early May.
I think so, took a little bit longer than
I took longer than you, yeah. So like I finished that out, and then we thought we'd go straight into Crescent City. We didn't start that till September.
No, we didn't.
So that makes sense. Like we skipped the summer. I will say I did read Powerless in the summer, but that's the type of fantasy that is doable.
I think because
like
There are just some that are more suited to certain seasons.
Yeah. Okay, so next one. Is this me?
No. Or I think so.
Okay, friends to lovers or enemies to lovers? And this is like a landslide. Whopping. Friends to lovers got 24% and enemies to lovers got 76%.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a shock. I kind of want to see what our cousins voted. Did Emily vote on these? Or was she probably busy, right?
Oh, she didn't know. I know. It's funny because we can see like who voted what. So it's like I'm stalking and like, what do y'all think?
Enemies to lovers is just...
Like, I love friends to lovers, but I do love a good like tension enemies to lovers. Or just like a situation where it's like not ideal and they don't have the greatest. I don't know.
Yeah,
so good. I wasn't shocked by this one though. I thought most people love. I knew enemies to lovers was gonna win
because I don't feel like anybody like it's not super exciting to read a book where it's just like the angst is what people like. Yeah. People like the tension. People like the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I do love a good friends to lovers. Like sometimes you just want that like more sweet, fluffy-ish type. Like I just read the Summer of Broken Rules, and that one is a friends to lovers, and I really liked it. But it was also like they just met, so they became friends, and then they like formed a relationship too. But I don't know, it just depends on the mood. But I do think enemies to lovers is more what I want to read most times.
Yeah.
The next one is going to be series versus standalone, and this one kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
We got 76% for series and 24% for standalone. I thought more people were going to want standalones.
Yeah.
And I voted, but I did vote for series.
I did vote for series.
I love a good series.
What's funny is I feel like this one for me, it really does depend on the mood. Because like right now while I'm in a reading slump, I'm not wanting to commit to a series, right? Yeah. Like that's something that I don't necessarily want to do. I'm leaning more towards standalone. But if it is going to be a series, like it's going to be like the reason I was open to reading Magnolia Park is because it's not like such a commitment like fantasy is. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think it's different when it's not fantasy. Like fantasy series, all those books rely on each other.
And so heavily.
So heavily. And like yes, Magnolia Parks does. Like you can't go into the next book and like understand what's happening. But you can take breaks. Like it's not like pressing. Or like even a standalone or an interconnected standalone romance series. But I just love a good series, and I think that's because I love like found family, and not even that every series has that, but just like a group of characters that you get to follow over books and like see different characters in different books. I just love that, especially when you love a world and stuff. Like you want more than just one book in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I don't like if we had Powerless and that was all. I can't imagine.
Especially because they don't even get.
No. That's the other thing when it comes to like the romance in some of them, like especially a fantasy. Sometimes it's so drawn out, and that's fun too. Like not getting it right away and having to wait and see all the things they go through.
Finally, like that's what. I don't feel like that's really a spoiler because Assistant to the Villain is like major slow burn. Yeah. Like it's just so slow burn, and it's like, but I don't know. I love the way the author does it too. Like she makes it where it's not like, oh my gosh, like just get on with it already. Like she makes it like good,
you're really seeing them develop feelings for each other, and even when it's like they start knowing that they're getting feelings, it's not like, oh, they jump in and they're on this relationship. Like it's taking a natural progression of time. Like they have other things going on too.
Okay, so the next one, which kind of goes with this, I feel like, is a trilogy or duology. And 88% voted for a trilogy and 12% voted for a duology, which is kind of funny. Yeah. I don't think I've read many duologies.
Yeah, other than like Ruthless or Divine Rivals. Yeah. I don't think I've read any duologies. And I feel like it's very hard because like these are two very close ones. But trilogy just wins for me because I feel like it's perfect. Like you have the beginning, the middle, the end. Like it's the perfect amount. Sometimes two books is like I feel like I almost feel like that about Divine Rivals.
Like we needed a little bit
more.
Love
them, but I feel like I could have used a little bit more. And maybe she could have made both books just a little bit longer, but sometimes I think you need that. Yeah. Like a trilogy allows for the perfect amount of
Now, if they're super
things.
long, then maybe a duology
Yeah.
is fine. But like, I don't know. I feel like a trilogy is like the perfect amount
Balance.
of yeah.
Yeah. And
And
didn't
then you have
surprise
some
me.
books that give you like 10 and like you don't need that
No.
much.
8-book series. The next one is going to be reading in the morning or versus reading at night. And we have another whopping vote with 12% for in the morning and 88% for at night.
That's a big
I want to see who voted
difference.
for morning. Okay. I guess it's also like sometimes it's just like what you have time for. Like I can't read in the morning because I have work.
Yeah.
So I love reading at night. Or that's when I get to read. But also I just love reading at night.
You know what's funny is I like have always my whole life preferred to read my Bible in the morning than reading it at night because I feel like I'm too tired to pay attention at night like the way that I want to. So like that in the morning, I'm like, yeah, I'd rather read in the morning. But like if it's gonna be like an entertainment book, I like no, I don't want to start my day like right into. It's like starting your day like right off watching TV or like I don't know like
it does feel a little weird.
Like I kind of want to do it at night.
The only time I ever really read in the morning and like straight off the bat is like if I have a day off. Sometimes I'll just kind of like relax in bed, read a couple chapters, and then get up and start doing stuff. But also, I just feel like what?
I wouldn't know. Like my kids wake me up screaming every day.
No, but I feel like I just read more faster at night too, and like I can keep my attention. Like something about my
also there's just
dark
something about the
room.
payoff of like you've been waiting all day to get to your
and
book.
like you're cuddled up in a blanket.
There's been a few
bed.
times though too where I'm like, I go to bed late because I'm like stuck in my book, right? And then I wake up and I'm like, I'll read like a chapter or two before I get out of bed because I'm like, I need to like continue this a little bit. But that only is when it's like so good that I can't.
Yeah, I just think the setting of night is better.
Yeah,
but
that's also why we love our Kindle though, because you don't have to like we can lay on our side.
Yeah,
with the little
fully do
like
rotation.
It's got a light, like it's you can fully like angle it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next one is first person versus third person. And this is another whopping one. 84% for first person and 16% for third person. Rarely do I prefer third person. Some authors do it really well.
Yeah.
And I know we say it all the time, but Sarah J. Maas did not do third person very well. I don't know, at least me personally. Like
maybe that's just us.
It's hard to follow. But then there's people that do third person that I'm like, oh, I don't even realize I'm reading third person until I'm a few chapters in.
Sometimes
I'm like,
I'll be fully like almost at the end and I'm like, oh wait, this is a third person book. Because I think it depends on how you write it. But when it does come to just like what I prefer, it is first person.
Yeah.
There's just something about getting into someone's head.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine... Sorry, not to bring Hunger Games up again, but like Hunger Games from a third person point of view, which is like how the movies kind of are.
Yeah.
But like reading the books and getting to actually be in her head and realize all these things that you don't see in the movie.
Yeah.
Go watch our last episode if you want to talk about that. Anyways,
our cousin was like, give me another episode right now.
Something about being in their head.
Yeah.
Especially like when it comes to like romance aspects of books, like getting to see their actual thoughts on each other and like or even when you're reading like a romance and you don't really get the guy's point of view and then you randomly get a chapter from them and it's like you get a little tidbit in their head. Oh, so good.
So good.
Okay. The next one is going to be reading with background music or reading in silence.
Okay,
31% for background music and 69% for silence. I voted silence, but then on TikTok I like, because we did it on TikTok, but you can't do polls, so we like did it in comment sections. But I wrote like 99% of the time it's going to be silence for me. But I will say when I was struggling with Throne of Glass, because it's so long, y'all, like. There was points where I was like struggling to stay like what's the word I'm looking for? Focused. I did look up like a Spotify playlist for like fantasy books and I would do them like on the lowest volume setting I could, and that was actually kind of fun sometimes. But then sometimes it did distract me, so I had to stop. But like I only did it with Throne of Glass though. Yeah. I just can't. Like I feel like there's also a difference between music with words and just like instrumentals. One time I did listen to like instrumental music, which was actually when I was reading A Court of Silver Flames, and that's the only book I've ever listened to.
I will say
with.
Yeah, it was the music I did was fully instrumental,
Yeah.
like no words.
So I did that for that one, and it like really set the scene, and like, but also I had to, so like I have hearing aids and my phone is connected to those. I had to unbluetooth them and like have the music play out loud and on the lowest volume, because when it was in my ears I was so distracted.
Yeah.
But it's even that, I was like, I couldn't do it for long. I just need silence. Like I need to, but also silence where there's like background noise. Like sometimes we'll put a fire on, or usually we put a fire on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh yeah, I'll do like the raining with like there's like a fire and it's like crackling or whatever. But then it's like if it's like crazy thunderstorms too, I'm like, okay, this is a little too much. Or like sometimes they'll put music in with those other sounds, and I'm like, okay, I'm distracted. Like it has to be like more natural sounds.
Yeah.
Like I've done one before where there was like crickets, and I was like, the crickets were so loud. I was like, can we stop? Yeah. But yeah. A
lot of times what I'll do, because at home I don't really listen to the fire one on the TV, but like if I'm reading at night,
when you're here, really. Sometimes, very occasionally, I'll do.
If I'm reading at night, I'll just leave my door open and like the sounds of my parents outside in the kitchen or just walking around the living room, or I can barely hear their show on the TV. Just like that background noise of like actual
life,
human life, is better. But like actual music, I was scrolling on TikTok last night, and like a lot of people in Book Talk do lives of like they're reading and people are watching and reading. And I scroll, and this girl in front of her bookshelves reading, blasting music, Taylor Swift music, like lyrics, and also like bright lights on in the room. And I was like, this is too overstimulating for me. When I read, I like to be light or darker, barely any lights.
Yeah,
I like ambiance. No sound. Like she was blasting lyrics.
It makes you realize, like, as when you're like a reader, like we are, like it makes you realize, like, okay, this is why libraries are quiet. This is why bookstores are quiet. Like, it's just, I have a hard time focusing if it's not.
But we all have
our vices.
I can't. I don't know how they do the music.
Okay, wow. Was it me, this one?
Yeah.
Reading at home versus going out to read. Whopping 96% for reading at home and 4% for going out to read.
Yeah, we only got two votes for going out to read.
47 of y'all said reading at home.
I just can't read outside of the house. I get so distracted. I cannot focus.
We did once. We went out of town like for her birthday, and we stopped at Barnes and Noble, and it was when we were doing Shield of Sparrows, and I was like on the last little bit, so I went and picked it up and like went to go read it while we were sitting there. And I read a couple chapters, but like
I was so distracted that whole time.
It was so distracting. Like
I think it depends, because like that time I was so distracted, but like one time my friend and I went to a coffee shop, and I was able to get a little bit more in the book, but I was still just so aware of my surroundings.
Yeah.
And then one time we went to a park and like sat on a bench.
Now I will say I feel like this is different, like if you're like on vacation.
Oh, that's different.
But
because like when we went on our cruise, like we were in a spot that's like, I don't know, I think that's different.
You know how I don't know if you've been on a cruise, like we went on a Carnival cruise, and on the top deck, like where the spa is at the front, they have like these cabana seats, like round, and then they have like a shade, and you can like lay in them. Every other single one would be with couples, but
and it's just us sisters
over here. And we would go there once we found them. Like, we found them on the second day, right?
And then we spent most of our time there. We spent
so much time there, and people would probably be like, "Oh, you went on a cruise to read?" I'm like, yes, like we enjoyed ourselves.
That's like our favorite thing to do.
We read several books on those things. Like it was.
We just
so
sat
fun.
and like.
We were really like old people on that cruise.
But it was so much fun because like we enjoyed that so much.
Yeah.
And like it still was vacation. Like we were relaxing.
Like, we went to the like every morning we would go to the little coffee thing and buy a coffee.
Yeah.
And they had like the daily crossword, the daily the daily Sudoku, the daily like
crosswords.
Yeah, and so we would bring them up with us and we would do them and then we would read them like we're like
but it was so much fun.
I want to go on another one so bad.
Much. It was funny because like you would peek your head out of the cabanas and you see all the couples cuddling, like, kissing, and we're over here like reading our book.
We would try to go as far from the people as we could, but
that was fun. But that's different than like I feel like at home in our city, like I can't go out. Like I'm just too distracted.
Yeah,
I need to be at home.
Yeah, same.
And even then, like sometimes I can't even read in my living room. I'm just so focused on the house.
Yeah.
Like I have to be in my bed or something.
I've tried to read like while the boys are playing and stuff, and they come up to me every 2 seconds and it's just hard to focus, and I'm like, but anyway,
next we have library versus bookstore, which as I was thinking about this after, I was like, people can be taking this two different ways.
Oh, like,
So I meant this question as like, are you reading books from the library or are you reading books from the store? But then I was like, I'm
I
sure
took it
people are
as, like,
thinking of it
going
like,
to the
do you like to
library,
go to the
go
library
to
or to the
book-
store?
I did that.
So what did you answer?
I did bookstore.
Yeah.
Okay, so I use the library for my actual reading.
Yeah.
95% of the time.
Yeah.
But actually, like, somewhere I want to go to is the bookstore.
Yeah. So like, this is what it was: 43% for library, 57% for bookstore.
I feel like we should. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm like, we should
I
have
didn't
clarified.
think about that.
So if you voted on that, or if you're gonna vote in the comments, let us know.
for both.
Yeah, like,
Which one do you use more for actual
Yeah.
reading? Which one do you like to go? Because I think for both of us, like, I like to visit actual bookstore more.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw you put library, because I was like, we always
No, because I meant it as like, what are we reading from?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
No, I
But
wasn't
like,
thinking
if
of it.
you're looking at it in the context of what do I read more from, the library.
Yeah,
And this is going back to what I said earlier. Like, I just don't, with the amount of books I read, I cannot be
That's so
spending
much
that much money
money. No,
on
it's-
a new book. So like, I use the Libby app with my library, and I read a lot through there.
and then we also have Kindle
We also have
Unlimited, but it's
Kindle
only
Unlimited.
$12
But I
a
do
month.
think I use Libby more.
Yeah, I do too.
So, like, in that sense, library. But to visit, bookstore. Same
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I wonder how many, like, what these people were thinking. Because I didn't think about that till after.
Yeah,
So,
I know. That's funny. I didn't think about that till you said it right now. Okay, so the next one is best friend's brother or brother's best friend. And this one is very landslide too. So best friend's brother got 20% of the votes and brother's best friend got 80%. And you know what? I agree with y'all because
me too.
brother's best friend, there's just something fantastic about that. I don't know what it is.
It's so hard to explain because, like, are they really that different? But
I wonder what Jordan put because she's an only child. I wonder what she thinks about.
us talking about our cousins, she put brother's best friend.
Yeah, sorry. When
Yeah.
you hear me say a person's name,
Yeah.
I'm like if I say Jordan, Emily, or Jalen, okay,
Yeah.
those are our
Those
cousins.
are
Okay,
all three of our cousins who read.
who all read. We
So,
talk about them.
shout
a
out
lot
to y'all.
'cause We've all like,
And then we always talk
Yeah.
about our mom and
yeah,
okay, yeah, we agree with that one. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like better.
it's
somehow.
just better. It's just, oh, I just
I
love
feel
it.
like the tension of, like, I don't know. They're both so good. Anyways, next we have Forbidden Love or Insta Love, and Forbidden Love has 80% and Insta Love has 20%, which does not surprise me at all. I want to see who voted Insta Love.
Eva, our friend
Oh.
voted Insta Love. I'm like surprised. Does she read?
I don't think so.
Because I'm like, does she know what? I hate when it's like instant attraction, like insta.
Yeah,
I love the Forbidden Love is just so
yeah.
the best. This dang
Yeah.
fly. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all can see the fly. My kids
No,
open the
Forbidden Love
doors.
is just so good. Because, like, when I feel like there's also a difference because you can do, like, I feel like there can be like an instant attraction, like, say, like in the beginning of the book, like, or with the fantasy, like the guy notices her, but like there's so much going on and he's not like over her,
Yeah.
like not down bad, but like obviously you have to notice each other and kind of see like, oh, like you notice. But like when it's like immediately all they can do is think about each other and they're like doing everything they can to be together and stuff, like I'm like, can we chill?
Especially when it's like heavily like sexual,
Yeah,
like
that's
on their
annoying.
looks and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, give me like
Yeah,
chill out a little bit on this.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely Forbidden
seems
Love.
like y'all agree for the most part. Okay, next one, and we only have 2 left.
Mm-hmm.
Next one. So we chose 400 pages for this prompt because I feel like that's the sweet spot of like long or too long,
Yeah.
shorter or longer. So we put less than 400 pages for the book or more than 400 pages. And 58% said less than 400 pages and 42% said more than 400
Yeah.
pages.
For
So
me,
the reason I did this though was because I feel like fantasy books are pretty much always going to be more than 400 pages.
Yeah.
Unless it's the first book. Sometimes the first book in a series is like right at 400 or around. But then the other ones
or they like
just
build up and
increase.
get more. Yeah, I think this is hard for me to answer because like it depends. If I'm reading
That's
a
what
romance,
I put on TikTok.
I really want it to be under 400.
Yeah, for
but if
sure.
I want it to be, but if I'm reading a fantasy, over 400 usually, just because I feel like
doesn't
that's
give you
the
enough
sweet
time to
spot
world
for
build if
fantasy.
it's too
like
short.
400 to 500. When it starts getting more, it's like okay.
Yeah.
But
What is that TikTok audio where it's like, you just reminded me of it.
now it's your turn to bring up a TikTok audio. Wait, what? I'm getting no content.
The pressure is getting worse. Is it?
The pressure is getting
No, there's
worse.
another one where it's like, it's like a slow audio. Oh, this is gonna drive me insane. I can hear it, but I can't get the words out.
We need to make like an Instagram or like a TikTok of all of our references.
Oh, it's like it's got a little spice to it, or it's got a little heavier. It's like,
Ooh, it's got a little kick to it.
yeah. Ooh, it's like all slow. You know
I know
what
what you're
talking
talking
about?
about. It's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's like a squeaky voice, and it's like at the beginning, and it's like on low.
Ooh,
Or whatever.
it's got a little kick to it.
Ooh, it's got a little kick to it. That's how I know. Sorry, we sound like idiots over here. Pull this up. That's how I feel when it's like, okay, when I opened Kingdom of Ash and I saw that 984, I was like, you're kidding me.
Like, we might as well make it 1,000 at this point.
Literally. Is that it?
It's light work, no reaction.
Yeah, light work.
Ooh.
There we go. Play it into the mic.
I'm gonna play it into the mic for y'all.
Light work, no reaction.
Light work, no reaction.
Ooh. Okay, it's got a little kick.
You see what I'm talking about? That's exactly what I meant. So like under 400 page, okay, light work, no reaction. Once it's like 600, it's like, ooh, it's got a little kick to it.
Ooh, that's funny.
That's the
Yeah.
first time we've been able to get the sound out in the episode.
Yeah, definitely. It just depends on the genre, but yeah,
Yeah, the fact that like Crescent City, they're all like 800 pages.
starts off at 800.
It's got a little kick to it. Okay, so last one.
Okay, let me pull my thing back up. Okay. The last one is read one book at a time or multiple books at a time. And we have 66% for one book and 34% for multiple. Now,
Kind of interesting how everybody's
Yeah.
different there.
I think it just depends. Like for us,
We
we're
used
always,
to be one books at a time, and then we started doing audio.
But then once I started doing audiobook and sometimes I'll have 3 books going at once. I'll have my Kindle book, I'll have my audiobook, and I'll have a physical book.
Mm-hmm.
But usually we have 2 books going at once.
Yeah.
And
Like-
sometimes I'm reading a fantasy and I also want to read a romance, so I'll kind of flip back.
Yeah, so you're not like, so you can have like little palette
Yeah.
cleanser
Which I
breaks.
think is hard. Like before I did that and I would read one book at a time, I was like, I don't know how y'all do it. In my brain that was not feasible. But now it
Now it's
definitely
hard.
is. But I also
But I
think
will
there's
say,
a
there's
way
an
to
exception to the rule. Is
I
you-
was about to say
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think there's a trick to it. Like you can't read 2 fantasies at once.
Yeah, sorry.
Like-
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. Like yeah, like I can't do 2
You should know
fantasies.
this too.
I can't do 2 fantasies because I think my brain's gonna like just be so much information that I'm
But then, like,
mixing.
I feel like it depends on the fantasy. Like, if
Yeah.
you were to read something light, like Powerless,
Yeah.
with something, then that's different.
Because
But,
I
like,
think there was a time where I've read a more whimsical fantasy, light one, and then also read like a more fantasy book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, like, that's when we say, like, we're doing multiple books, like, we'll be doing a fantasy and then we'll be, like, listening to a romance or vice versa.
Yeah.
A lot of times I prefer to, like, read the fantasy, or I just love when I can get it on both.
When you can get both, it's so good.
It's just
like
a
the
sweet
golden.
spot. Yeah, and then we'll like jump into like, we haven't done thrillers in a while, but
I just haven't been in the mood.
I feel like I probably will be when it comes like later in
Fall.
the year. Like I was saying, like summer is not.
Yeah, I think that's all. But this is kind of fun. I just love an episode where we can see everyone else's.
Yeah, I want to do
Yeah.
more where we have like y'all's
Yeah.
input, y'all's like
I want to do an episode where we do like book icks or like controversial book opinions or something.
hot takes or something.
Hot takes or something, and y'all really need to interact with that. I just think that one's going to be a little bit harder because they have to
Sometimes,
come up with
yeah.
it in their brain.
Yeah.
So eventually we'll do that. But this one was an easy one to start off because y'all can just vote.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah, a little interactive episode. But yeah, that was that. Next week, join us for our episode on One Dark Window. If you haven't read it yet, hurry up and do that. And then we'll be jumping into August, which means accomplice to the villain. Us both doing that.
So that's your warning now.
Yeah,
We're very
August
excited
book
for
is
that.
Accomplice to the
excited.
Villain.
Also, in a few days, the Blonde Who Came In From the Cold, which is the second book for the Blonde Identity, comes out.
Yeah,
So potentially we could do an episode on that too, because we do love that.
yeah, that might be fun to do an
Yeah.
episode.
So if y'all want to
review
read
of
The
that.
Blonde Who Came In From the Cold by
L.A. Carter.
Ali Carter,
Yeah.
read that one too. We'll probably post about it so y'all know. But anyways, that was all for today.
So, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
See you next week.